bit since I've done a collective reading of just feeling called to do a reading, and I just felt called to do it, so I'm here. Hello. I'm recording this on September 9th, and so I will be doing the weekly tonight. I don't know if this message may pertain to the weekly stuff. I also was going to try to do Taurus, and I felt called to do this instead. So Taurus may be something that's important to you or relates to you in some way, not necessarily, but I'm just telling you all the things that led me up to this in case it's important for you personally. So just take these messages as they resonate, because they're definitely not going to be for everybody. It's whoever needs to hear them in this moment. So as I was trying to sit down to do Taurus, I just kept getting pulled to not, obviously. And a couple of things really stuck out. First thing is they actually wanted me to bring cicada into this reading. So I actually made this with a friend about a year ago. It's actually like, okay, so if you get grossed out by bugs, maybe don't look at the screen in this moment. But it is an actual cicada in resin. It's just a shell. Cicada medicine, and it's interesting too, like considering where we're at in the year, it's September. So we are kind of coming out of summer when it is more like cicada season. So I don't know, it could be something about that too. But cicada medicine has to do with transformation, sound, music, the voice, death, rebirth. That is the main go-to for the cicada medicines. That may be something that pertains to you that you're going through right now, or even just what's going to be coming up in the reading. But I just want you to know, cicada is here, okay? The other thing, I saw Saturn. They were showing me Saturn, like actually showing me Saturn. And what was sticking out to me were the rings of Saturn. Now, I know just from an astronomy standpoint, not necessarily, this isn't an astrology thing, but from an astronomy standpoint, we're actually in a period of time where we're entering a phase where there's this like illusion that can happen actually from Earth looking to Saturn, where the rings vanish. They don't actually vanish, but it's just like the illusion of it creates this effect that we can't see the rings of Saturn from Earth. Obviously using telescopes, right? So interesting that they wanted me to also mention that. We'll see how all of this comes together, but I'm eager to get into this and see why I was called to do this reading for you guys today. So, and it's on 9/9 too, which is also kind of interesting. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the Star Codes Astro Oracle for you, for whoever you may be. Yeah, something about that particular effect, like the illusion that the rings disappear, because even when I think of the rings of Saturn, I think about the weight of Saturn, the gravitational pull of Saturn, right? That's just what comes to me when I really just tune into the rings and feel out the rings. The weight and the pull of Saturn. The weight and the pull of Saturn. Some of you, this might be pertaining to your energetic field, actually, right? Like your own personal orbit. What are you pulling into your orbit? What circulates you in your orbit? And then potentially speaking to a phase where maybe what you have been pulling into your orbit or surrounding yourself with vanishes or is maybe reappearing. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, vanishes and reappears. Vanishes and reappears. I feel like whoever this is for, oh, how do I want to say this? The ring of Saturn, the rings of Saturn, I feel like you're just representing Saturn. Maybe you have strong Saturn placements, I don't know. You lost your rings, but you're getting them back. That's kind of what I want to say, to be honest with you. Yeah, it also has this feeling of like warmth and safety, of like something feels right again. Or, oh, my solar went, I'm gonna take that as a yes. Something fits again, something is back, or maybe you're going back to a certain like lifestyle, or maybe a certain environment, or just something about your reality, maybe even just your identity. You have felt like something's been missing, or something left, or something was gone, and now you've reclaimed it, or it's back, or it's been returned to you, or you've reconnected to it. It's very interesting. Yeah, I just get this feeling of like fits like a glove again. Like something feels right again. Something fits again. Any messages or insights? Oh, interesting. We do have Libra. Balance, right? Libra can do that. Libra likes to put things right, get things to fit, get things to harmonize, get things in the right order, get things in the right place. Yeah, I feel like whoever's resonating with this, and maybe you're strong Libra too, maybe you're Saturn Libra, not necessarily. Just Saturn and Libra, and even potentially Taurus, which is a sister sign to Libra. They share that Venusian energy, right? Could be important to you. But yeah, that's really what I'm feeling here. Like something has felt amiss, something's felt missing or wrong or not right. Out of order is like how it's actually coming through, and now things are put back in order. Very strong Ma'at coming through too. Really feeling Ma'at here. If you're not familiar with Ma'at, she hails from the Egyptian pantheon. She is about justice and balance and order. Okay. She's also known for the weighing of the feather against your heart, right? In the underworld, so to speak. But yeah, something has been put back in order. Maybe you feel like you've been put back in order, or your life has been put back in order. But I feel like for quite a while there, something felt missing and something was not right. Something wasn't working right, wasn't flowing right. Maybe you just felt out of sorts, but that's changed. You got your rings back. I almost want to call you Saturn. You got your rings back, Saturn. Anything else? I don't want to say you're also going back to basics. I don't want to say that. But I feel like, hold on a second. Let me pull this card and I'll talk about the spiral. Oh, interesting. We have Virgo, the neighbors of Libra and Virgo. Before I get back into that, because now they're showing me the spiral. Spiral is just literally the flow of energy, right? Let's say everything literally moves in a spiral, energetically speaking, including our life, including our journeys, right? In the spiral of your journey, in the spiral of your life, I do feel like you are seeing some things with new eyes. And I feel like you're only doing it after you've gotten your rings back, after you have been put back in order. It's literally how it was to be said. And you're looking back when things were not in order. And you're just, yeah, it's just clarity. You're just gaining some clarity and insight into some things there. Maybe how you fell out of order, or how something fell out of order. Yeah, how something became deharmonized. I want to say it was you, like just in your innate existence, you fell out of order in some way, shape, or form. Yeah, I feel like you're just seeing how it happened. Anyway, so Libra and then to Virgo. Why is Virgo here? This is feeling a little softer than I normally feel with Virgo energy, because Virgo is cultivation, maintaining, actually helping to maintain order. That's what Virgo does. That's also the gift between Virgo and Libra. That's not an explicit thing in astrology. I just, from my own observation and working with astrology, I just see how each house connects to the next and gives something to the next, how they even work together, right? Because it is literally a wheel, a spiral, right? Don't know why I whispered that. But anyway, oh, is this but the nodal shift? It's like, oh, wait a minute. Because Virgo does help to maintain order. Virgo helps to maintain Ma'at. Some of you could be getting into Kemetic spirituality here, which is interesting because technically going from Libra to Virgo would be going backwards, which is reminding me of the nodes, right? Going from south node of Libra to south node of Virgo. Very interesting. Now we are in Virgo season and we will be moving into Libra season at the end of the month, right? So I feel like this is also alluding to this period of time that we're just in collectively. Yeah, I just feel like this is all about restoring order. This is all about restoring order and restoring Ma'at. Most of the year we've been in this phase of pushing forward and pushing forward and pushing forward, and that's kind of that Aries energy that we've been under the influence of, amongst other things. And right now, just where we are in the time of the year, we are in a bit more of like a south nodal energy, and it does feel like we can come back, circle back. They keep saying like spiral and circle back to our innate skills, circle back to what works, circle back to what we've already known, right? Because being in like such intense north nodal energy is all about the new and learning and evolving and going towards the future. And this does feel like a really nice coming back. Like, let's come back a little bit. Let's regroup a little bit. Let's get order again. Yeah, let's restore order. That's just what keeps coming through. Whoever this is for, this, I feel like there's almost like a, oh, that was so weird the way they just showed it to me. I was gonna say a glimmer, and they showed it to me like, you know, when someone has like a little mirror or like a reflective surface and they like flash it against the sun, you like get that like refraction of light. Oh, there's something deeper going on there. I don't think this is the video for that. There is like a weird glimmer that's happening right now, which is just a reflection, right? I feel like this is a moment where there's a glimmer from the future, hang in there with me, of when the South Node is going to be in Virgo. Yeah. Like something from the future is connecting to the present, but it's in a way where it's in a window, it's in a period of time where there's also this restoring order and balance. And how do I want to say? Oh, how do I want to say? Yeah, restoring order and balance for self. There is still a little bit of that past energy too. Like it's got a little bit of, there's a little flashing from the future coming in, because this is a very special moment where you're getting a little window or glimmer into the future, but you are restoring order and you're getting really clear on your past and how you fell out of order in the first place, or how things fell out of order in the first place. I know, it's just one of those reads. It's one of those reads, and that brings me back to the rings of Saturn, right? The orbiting and the spiral and what have you. Oh man. It does. It feels like this is a moment of being like directly in the middle, like very equidistant is what I want to say. If you don't know what that word means, it's just like literally equal distance from now to future and now to past, from specifically what you're reflecting on. Because again, the past energy is like you're reflecting on how you fell out of order or how things fell out of order, allowing you to restore order in the present. But it's also giving you a little glimmer of the future. But the past point and future point, something about them feels like they're at equal distances of time. I might not post this. I might not post this. So that should give you an indicator or a clue, like, especially if you're like recalling what like specific moments in the past where you were like, oh, that's when things fell apart, or that's when things fell out of order, right? Or stopped working or whatever, right? However long ago that was, add that like amount of time to your present, and you're getting a little taste or glimpse of future self or future possibilities, but it's all around the notion of order. All around the notion of order. The way you're learning to restore, okay, I'll take this in a second. The way you're learning to restore order for yourself in the present seems very key here. That seems very pivotal, excuse me, to whatever future moment, version, reality, whatever is glimmering back to you, reflecting a little mirror back to you. You're really playing in the realm of time and space here, guys. Oh, well, this makes my heart go a flutter. It's interesting too, because that's the other thing I forgot to mention. As I was trying to get into the Taurus vibes, and I realized, okay, I'm not supposed to do Taurus right now, my heart started racing, like insane heart palpitations, and I was like, okay. And actually, since I got into your reading, they're completely gone. And then here, seeing these cards come out, my heart kind of picked up again. So some of you could be going through some hard stuff as well. We have Mercury and Pisces. The twos are really standing out here, but also this is a 20 breaking down to a 2 and 12 breaking down to a 3. So twos are important. Progressive energy is happening. Some of you may know how to read binary. Binary code is coming through. It's one of those reads. It's just one of those reads. Oh my God. So the heart energy I was feeling was happening with Pisces. And definitely some sort of communication that's important in this present moment. I think this is also why Cicada wanted to come out here. There is definitely some communication that wants to happen. But aside from that, with Mercury, I also feel this like sense of order too. Ooh. Some of you may resonate as planetary guardians. Just wants to be said. Just wants to be said. Oh, some of you are actually also dealing with very strong angelics too. That has been creeping in a little bit into the collective. Definitely seeing some dragon energy in this as well. Something is, yeah, the order that's being restored is also allowing, it feels like a flooding in. How do I want to say this? Because restoring order, you're restoring your flow. The flow of you, the flow of your life, etc. But it also feels like your awareness. Oh, I just got dizzy. Some of you of certain beings, awareness even of self, it's flooding back in fast. Fast, because you've restored order, so now the flow can happen properly. Ooh. Ooh. Even the way the snakes / serpent feathered beings. I was trying to wink and I clearly couldn't. I was like, that's a wink. Okay. Anyway, even the way they're dancing with each other, there's a sense of order there. Some of you are going to realize as you look back and look forward at the same time. I feel like you're embodying 3 versions of yourself through time and space. It's just one of those reads. Realizing too the dance of chaos and order. And I've said this before where I feel like there's really no such thing as like true order. It's just like organized chaos. And maybe that still holds true. I don't know. That's just something I've observed over time. It's just my own opinion. It's not a universal truth, right? We all have our own opinions about things and viewpoints. But anyway, that even in the dance of order and chaos, I don't know, I feel like I've just been learning about that. I feel like you've been learning about that. Some of you have been in a cycle and or initiation where that was the theme. Chaos. Chaos, how to deal with chaos. Oh, thank you. Just got some shape-shifting. Shape-shifting. I'm being brought back to a download I got like a year ago that might pertain to this. There's like these like different levels and expressions and vibrations of shape-shifting, shapeshifters, and what that's all about. You've got tricksters, you've got shapeshifters, you've got sacred clowns, you've got heyokas, like, you know what I mean? Even when it comes to animal medicines, there's like, I don't know why I wanted to say frog, because that ain't right. Maybe some frog is creeping in the background, but even like fox and coyote and raccoon, even like raven, right? All of them kind of have these like micro expressions or macro expressions even of shapeshifter energy. Shape-shifting is just adaptability. That's all it is. I'm getting really strong with the Mercury and the Pisces. It's like the mutables are coming through really strongly, like Gemini, Pisces, Sag, Virgo. That was weird. I don't know why Virgo didn't want to be spoken on in that moment. We're getting into some crazy messages here. For those who resonate with this reading, especially if you have strong Virgo in your chart, you may have some resistance to this notion of shape-shifting. All it is adaptability. That's all it is. That's all it is. Everybody is capable of all of these energies. We are a collective. We have access to everything. You may lean one way or you may feel really dominant, like how do I want to say, just as an example, like, no, I really resonate with dragons. I don't resonate with Lyrans at all. Like, that's just an example. But we all have access to all of these energies because we are all one, right? Chaos happening outside. Anyway, I feel a resistance with Virgo. Like there's like, but it's weird because Virgo, you're mutable earth, which isn't as adaptable as like air or water, right? Necessarily. But I feel like you're having this resistance to adaptability or to shape shifting, allowing yourself to adapt in whatever ways you need to. That's really interesting. It's just really interesting. But anyway, so coming back to the Pisces, I want to get into this Pisces vibe because I feel like there's a lot of heart stuff going on here. Why? Tell me why. Tell me why. It's about the flow. It's about the flow. I mean, God, even look at the visuals, right? This is very yin yang. And even when you look at it compared to Mercury, it's like this is kind of yin yang, but it's like harsher. It's like right? Kind of jumps out at you. It's a little ferocious, it's a little intense. And over here, it's very just like flowy and harmonic. I even feel like this is representing even just maybe how you've been feeling when you didn't have your rings, when you were out of order or your life was out of order. It was probably more like this, like a little abrasive. What's the word? I'm getting like static. Like I'm getting the word static specifically, like harsh in, harsh out, harsh in, harsh out. Like even just like harsh noises. Like life might have been harsh. Maybe that's all that needs to be said. And moving into a state of order is restoring flow for you. And look at that. That's like soft. That's enjoyable. It's flowy, flowy. Even the way the feathered serpents are dancing with each other doesn't even feel fully right, like the way the fish do. Like it feels like they're meshing almost perfectly, while this is a little like we're meshed here, but we're not meshed here. We're meshed here. We're not meshed here. Mesh. 22 when I said that. Yeah. Some of you have also become very chaotic in the mind, and that is also being alleviated as well. You might have had a lot of intrusive thoughts, racing thoughts. I just feel like this period of time where you have been out of order, or your life has been out of order, or something wasn't working. It just feels like you were not in your natural existence, like you weren't at your natural baseline. I feel like there's a lot of forcing that was going on, a lot of questions, a lot of doubt, like just like what you would expect if something in your life was out of order, or if you were out of sorts. Contained. The word contained is coming through. Why is the word contained coming through? The rings. They're bringing back the rings. Getting the rings back. It's almost as if your energy field or the container of your life, even like your physical reality, suddenly has a calm to it and suddenly just feels like it can't be shaken. It can't be disrupted. So interesting. So interesting. I do want to pull a couple other cards, and I actually want to pull from the Herbal Astrology Oracle here. So we're going to pull from that. I was tempted to pull out the, what you call it? The Archetypes deck. I'm still learning it though. So probably will not. I don't know. We'll see. Any other messages or insights? Forced embodiment is what I'm hearing too. Forced embodiment. I'm getting pulled back here. Forced embodiment. Some of you could have been while you were out of order. Just saw like an out of order side. You could have definitely been forcing yourself like to be a certain way or to do certain things or be in certain environments because you thought maybe it was right, but it wasn't. You weren't working from an ordered place, right? So hence it wasn't flowing with you. Some of you could have been dealing with people who wanted to force things on you, and maybe you allowed it because you were out of order. Any messages or insights here? I'm being pulled to winter. February? I'm being pulled to February. Definitely February of 2025. The south node, excuse me, will be in Virgo. And Mercury should be in Pisces, actually. February of this last year, technically this year. See, we're in some weird time space continuum thing with you guys. This last February could have been important to you or significant in some way. I think you would know that if you're doing any reflecting of the time when you have been out of order. Any other messages or insights, please? Can't get away from this like trickster energy too. It keeps coming up. Ooh, mugwort. Psychic healing. Owls could also be significant as well. Neptune and Pisces. Yeah, see, I feel like this is coinciding with the restoration of order, with the psychic healing. You've been going through a period of restoring order of the soul, restoring order of your frequency. You can even say order of self. I also feel like this is restoration of your order with your connection with spirit, actually. Yeah, oh, I just heard, yes. Your spirit has been finding order again, and you have been restoring your connection with spirit. Yeah. The order of all things, the eternal spiral. Yeah, wow. Some of you could have been going through periods of, I'm going to say perceived psychic attacks, is what I'm going to say. Perceived. Because perceived, sometimes we're perceiving something, and it may not be happening in the way we think, but there could be something else going on that we're not seeing. And I think this, looking back on the time when you were out of order, is also something you're just going to see the truth about, right? And of course, some of you could have been going through spiritual warfare stuff as well. I keep getting rosemary. I know this is mugwort, but I keep getting rosemary. Rosemary, you may be called to rosemary. You may work with rosemary. Rosemary in general is a really great herb for so many reasons. It's good for cleansing. It's good for protection. It's good for love. It's good to have by like your front door, around your house. Like, it's just a really, really nice herb. Even like detoxing the body. So much of this, I think, is really about your spirit and the order of your spirit. But some of you could have been going through some health issues as well, or being out of order physically in some way. And I'm getting like a detox, maybe liver detox. That's interesting. Yeah, suddenly I got pulled to like your whole like digestive system. So some of you could have been having some weird solar plexus stuff, weird digestion stuff. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Anything else? It just got hot in here. It wasn't that hot. Now suddenly it's super hot and I'm like on the verge of sweating. Okay. Any other messages or insights for whoever needs to hear this? Neptune and the moon are associated with mugwort, but also Pisces obviously is associated with Neptune, and Neptune's coming in really strong. Like, they're literally showing me the Neptune symbol, but it's got this like, oh, I don't know how to say that, almost like cobalt neon blue energy around it, and it feels very galaxy like. Yeah, I feel like that's about your restoration of your spirit and to spirit. Yeah. Am I taking these? No. Can I get just one more, please? Just one more. Oh, what did I say? Love Love, love, love. Ooh, moon as well. Moon and Venus coming in with that, with the rose. And it landed on Pisces where my heart went, restoring this order, restoring the rings of Saturn, restoring your spirit, restoring your connection to spirit. It also is bringing back love, but I also want to say hope. And a solid, very solid knowing as well that everything is okay, everything's going to be okay. Some of you may have been really plagued by fear. That could also really mess with the digestive system. And it just seems to be gone. As you restore order, it just seems to be gone. I'm starting to get communication again with the rose card. I feel like I'm not really showing it to you guys. And I feel like it's time to shift into tarot. So let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards and see what else is going on here. Yeah, I can't stop feeling communication all of a sudden. Some of you may feel like you've woken up. I don't think the spiritual community has used that term in a while, like, being awake, right? But it does. It feels like you've awakened out of a reality into a more ordered reality for you. And maybe you feel like you've also just woken up from a nightmare and suddenly everything's okay. Very interesting. I feel like some of you guys were on the verge of just like, I gotta be honest, just, I don't want to say giving up hope, but that is what wants to be said. I feel like you've been through a huge test of faith and it's been restored. Any messages or insights here? Yeah, wow. Queen of Swords, to me, she is the minor to the major of the High Priestess. She is air, she is water, she is the epitome of truth, right? And actually goes really well with mugwort because I also associate the Queen of Swords with owls as well. Owls could be very significant for you. But Queen of Swords is also Libra, which again, you also have here, right? So yes, you've been restoring order of self, order of life. Why does this feel like it's overnight? Like I literally feel like you went to bed and however long you've been out of order and you woke up and you're in order again. It's just like, I don't know, it's just so bizarre. Suddenly everything is just right. It does. It has like this overnight feeling. But anyway, with the Queen of Swords, now that you are in order, right? And you're putting things in order, things are just really clear and you're really flowing. I'm also being drawn to the sword. I keep needing to do an Island Turtle Talk episode on this. It just hasn't happened yet. But the sword has been super prominent in the collective recently. The sword of truth. I'm also hearing Athame. Maybe you work with Athames. But swords as a symbol can be used as a symbol of channeling and connection to spirit, right? Or how to direct energy in some way. I'm getting pulled to your crown. Something about like the upper chakras, like specifically like the third eye and the crown, I feel like that's what's been restored. Something about that feels like it's now put in order. Again, getting pulled back to the intrusive thoughts. But anyway, I think that's why the sword is really shouting to me for you, emphasizing the order that you are restoring of connection to self and spirit, right? But the sword is also a sword of communication and information and knowledge, and we use that to destroy and to create. Any other messages or insights? Yeah, wow. Wheel of Fortune. I just feel like you're just observing this. You're just like, things are in order now. It's just different. And I just know. I can just like almost puzzled in a way. Like again, like you're waking up from like a really long nightmare or something and you're just like, was that real? Was it? Like, I think this is also coinciding with this whole time and space theme that I keep feeling with you. that waking up, you have woken up to a different reality. You have woken up to a different timeline where things are in order. So I've never seen the movie Inception, but it's coming up to be referenced, but I've never seen it. So if you've seen it, maybe there's something being reminded here for you about Inception. I don't know. Anyway, any other messages or insights? I feel like Knight of Swords should be out here. I'm feeling knights, and especially in terms of the Rose and Mercury, like of communication. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they come out. I just can't stop feeling knights. Any other messages or insights, please? Please. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands coming out here. This feeling of being out of order. You could have been going through an integration of your shadow, a getting to know your shadow, dealing with your stuff. I'll just say it that way, with the Nine of Wands being out here. Because Nine of Wands can be a guarded energy. It can be a wounded warrior kind of energy, but it's also a card of stamina and a card of resilience. I feel like you were going through a tough time, whoever this is for. It does. It feels like you've had to put a lot of energy and focus into just living life, pushing through the struggle of literally feeling out of order or feeling like things are not right. Things need to be put right. And it feels like, I want to say uphill battle. It feels like you have been going through an uphill battle and that time is closing. And it does feel like it's just a weird overnight. Like you can just feel the shift. Hearing karmic. Some of you, this is coinciding with the completion of a karmic cycle. Karmic energy is like, I don't know why I want to be said that way. Energy. Karmic energy. You're free of it. You're done. You're done. Sometimes karmic energies or cycles can also pertain to some of our own beliefs and some of our own patterns, right? And I'm feeling that's probably the case for you. But it's done. It's done. Hearing sucked in. I kind of picked up on that before a little bit. Like some of you may have felt very influenced by other people, sucked in by other people, dominated by other people maybe. Influenced. They say stick with the word influenced in ways that put you out of order and put you there. Like confused and struggling, but thought you did the right things. And that's the thing too. It's like we're human. This is just part of being human, right? We do the best with what we have in the moment, in every moment, right? Whether that information is coming from someone else or from us, we do the best that we can at any given moment, okay? And I want to reassure you that to not be hard on yourself about it. And I think when you come full circle to this restoration of order, I don't think you will be hard on yourself. But I can see it. You were in a very confused, I'm hearing stranded. Some of you could have felt stranded by spirit. Oh, interesting. Some of you could have felt stranded by spirit. Those are valid feelings. I want to say your feelings are valid. I'm not going to say that's what happened because I don't think spirit abandons us. I think we can perceive that based off of how we're navigating and how we're dealing. There's probably some personal accountability that needs to happen there. Yeah. Yeah, just keep ignoring the word stranded. Thinking you were doing the right things. Feeling stranded, feeling confused, battered even, exhausted. All of that's coming to a close. Oh, wow. You're getting your rings back. Okay. I'm getting pulled with a cicada. So maybe a knight is about to come out. Maybe the communication part of whatever it is I'm feeling is about to come out because suddenly the cicada is like, pick me up. I'm like, okay. Picking you up, putting you closer to the cards. Yeah, some of you might have been dealing with people. Sorry, I keep getting pulled back to like the influence of others. Some of you may have dealt with people who really forced you out of flow. I feel like literally being pushed out of a river is almost what that feels like. And everybody does things differently. Everybody operates differently. But yeah, I can't get away from this feeling like you were forced out of your own river. They said whoever that's for, they know. They get it. I'm like, okay. Anything else? Wow, yeah, 3 of Swords. I mean, hell, I knew it was uncomfortable to be where you were. It was uncomfortable and it was painful. 9 of Cups. This is what's crazy. The losing your rings, the being put out of order, the being pushed out of your river, right? I think you actually were, when you were in order initially, before you lost your rings, right? I think you were very content. I think you were actually very happy where you were. And I think you either got some notion or you had the influence of others, like something convinced you otherwise. Someone convinced you otherwise, or maybe it was even like your own ego, your own stuff creeped in and said like, you're not actually happy, or you don't have enough, or, you know, something like that. Because 9 of Cups is very fulfilled. 9 of Cups is, I enjoy my life. I'm very happy. I get to enjoy things and not have to suffer and not have to struggle. It's like, it's a very cozy vibe that I'm getting with you with the 9 of Cups. And I feel like that's what you feel, right? We feel fulfilled when we are in order. When we are in order and we are in flow, and that's where you were, and then you fell out of it, you got pushed out of it, you lost your rings, what have you, and then you fell into this. But again, I keep getting it's being restored. Can I get one final card, please? Yeah, the Fool. It is being restored. And also there's a carefree nature too. You're getting your rings back. You're getting your 9 of Cups back. You're getting restoration and order of your soul, and your faith is also restored here too. Keep in mind, Saturn in Pisces does test your faith. Absolutely tests your faith. Can I get one final card? I couldn't help it. I wanted one more. Look at this. The King of Wands. Confident. The King of Wands is a king of confidence, of leadership, and even playful, passionate energy too. Yeah, you're restored. There's really nothing else that needs to be said about it. You're restored here. You're restored. You have your rings back. You've woken up to a different timeline reality, whoever you are, and you can feel it. You can feel it, you know it. Something karmically is gone or is over, and things are back to the way they should be. Wow, very interesting. Very cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Actually, oh wait, they brought me back to Cicada again. I didn't see any communication though. Okay, there's a pull cards on it. Okay. What is this communication thing that I'm feeling? And then I'm gonna go. What is this communication thing that I'm feeling? Well, 8 of Wands. 8 of Wands is definitely communication, messages, text, things like that. Could also be very fast, unstoppable movement, like traveling. Tell me more about the 8 of Wands. There's communication. Oh my. When you get certain combos, kind of takes a minute. Takes you, you know, I was taken aback. That's the phrase. Yeah, it's a lot, right? It's like, whoa. 10 of Swords in the Tower. Remember, this is that feeling I was getting of something is just gone. Something's just done. Something's just over. And it just is what it is. My heart is getting overwhelmed here. I keep hearing karmic, 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 karmic. Some kind of karmic pattern. I'm not even going to say relationship. I think it's way deeper than that. It's like a pattern or a cycle is just finally done. That's it. It's just finally done. Why was I feeling it with communication? Some of you, this may happen as a result of a conversation or coincide with a conversation. Some of you, this is coming by way of downloads, because there's also this restoration of spirit and restoration of connection to spirit, which also is going to just have this huge influx of psychic energy. And Eight of Wands is also my card of downloads as well. So some of you, this could be coming through intuitively or even in dream time. But it's really emphasizing the finality. Really emphasizing the finality. You're getting your rings back, and I don't think you're ever going to lose them again. I want a little more. Tell me a little bit more. Page of Swords. Tell me about the Page of Swords. That feels like a nagging. That feels like an intrusive voice. Yeah. I'm like, ah. That's how that feels. Like, like the annoying fly mosquito that won't go away. This is also part of the energy that's ending. Intrusive thoughts. Some of you may have also been very sensitive to, how do I want to say, people sending you bad vibes. I want to say probably unknowingly though. Like when people talk shit, people actually feel that. That ripples out energetically. And not a lot of people are aware of that or even disciplined enough, really, with their thoughts and their words. But that's what I'm getting. Like a negative, naggy, intrusive voice is also completing with this. Tell me more about the Page of Swords. Oh my. Ten of Pentacles. Remember what I said before of like you were content until something or someone convinced you otherwise. This is that something or someone. Some of you, this is your own internal dialogue. Some of you, this actually has been a person, whether they are physically in your environment or not, because I keep getting so much about like telepathy and just like psychic energy and through time and space and the realms and what have you. But the Page of Swords and Ten of Pentacles, it's a nagging voice about your legacy, about your future, about family, about home, about security, probably convincing you that you needed more of something or you weren't doing enough of something. I'm also getting that like imposter syndrome. Some of you might have dealt with imposter syndrome. Some of you might have dealt with somebody or many somebodies. I want to say who wanted to shake your shit up. I got to be honest. Who saw your contentness. Contentness? That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Contentment? You know what I'm trying to say. Who saw how content you were and wanted to shake shit up. So however that, has manifested in your journey as your own internal voice or people influencing you, it's over. It's actually over. This is crazy. The level of relief that I felt as I said that, like just as an energetic reaction to my words that I was feeling off of you guys, off of the collective, was like, some of you might get really emotional actually in response to this reading. Because even with Cicada coming out, representing like voice and music and all of that, it's also about sound. It's about frequencies. It's also about your own truth as well. This feels like a big moment for whoever this is for. Like major turning point. Very cool. All right, guys, now I'm going to go. I will see you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was very supportive for you. And yeah, take care.